It's showtime. Yes, high five, everybody. It is Monday. What a marvelous Monday it is. In the High Five Club Personal Development in the PM, we're teaching each other different arts about what the mindset is. How important is it to use your mindset? The number one thing that, as we name the club, the High Five Club, we learn to give each other a high five. Why do we give each other a high five?
Up
Because we
top.
found out that we're awesome. You are awesome in all the things that you want to do in your lifetime. You're totally awesome. High roads, low roads, ups and downs, back and forth, around in circles. We tend to be so awesome, but yet sometimes we don't recognize our awesomeness. Why is it that we don't recognize our awesomeness? That's going to be one of the questions that we're going to have as we deep dive into why you are awesome. First, go to your mirror. Come back and join us in a hot second. Just go to your mirror, run in your mirror, look at yourself, turn around and just get that smile on your face. I'm awesome. And then come back with us immediately and share that. You want to make sure that it's a feeling that you have. The inner language that you have always is the most important. We learned throughout the book of Think and Grow Rich. It told you that your uh what do they call subconscious thoughts, your auto suggestions, both of those really ring into who you really are. I was listening to a show with some friends of mine this morning. They were talking about matrix, and they said that you have to learn how to build your muscle. It's so important to face your fears and build the muscle, or is it more important to build your muscle and then face your fear? When you're awesome, both of them work. But when you lack that feeling of understanding how awesome that you really are, questions come up. Things that make you go, I'm sorry, that was yesterday's show. Well, Friday's show.
It's the
So
life show.
Kelly,
I'd say,
bring us on in here.
you know what? I'm kind of awesome. And it says in the post, you'll see an inner truth for everyone to praise. And I absolutely am a huge advocate of this because we all are awesome in different ways. And those amazing differences are some serious strengths that end up being brought to the table in every exchange, in every collaboration, in every relationship, be it personal or professional. And it's, I don't think it's always the easiest for a number of people, because maybe either that's not a habit that they've practiced to acknowledge and recognize their strengths and who they are. Like the fact that you're here living and breathing and you've got 2 feet planted on the ground, that is a reason to be, I am awesome. And it's, I think the extended conversation of this is looking at the recognition of self awesomeness you is really more about a journal of celebrating a glory that each of us has. Um, there's a belief in self that comes into play with this. There's the idea that, secretly singing our own praises. And sometimes when we secretly sing our
Hmm.
own praises, not sometimes, always, I believe, it's going to show up. It shows up in who we are, how we do things, and it affects everything. But it's getting comfortable with one first the thought that we're deserving of this, of seeing how awesome we are, and maybe getting it down on paper, like Lester said, step away and look in the mirror and come back. Just a little slide of honesty when you look at yourself, that there may be some serious, what going on in your current reality and in your environment, but all that shoved aside, you have got some serious awesomeness within you. So it's not such a bad idea to, you know, crank that volume up a little bit so that you can raise your belief of self and really put it out there for the world. The world wants it. People want it. We all know, I think, when that belief in self, it's fantastic because even if on a day that you're like, this is a blank sandwich kind of day, you're usually innately, we're not looking for other people who are having the same kind of day. We're looking for someone else who's going to lift you up and help you get your mood in another mode, right? So I don't know. I like, I'm kind of awesome. We are all more than kind of awesome. And it is okay to celebrate that inner truth, so we can really shine to the best of our abilities. It's an incredible way of impacting lives. And there's that silence.
She's done. My turn. How that you say it that way. So look, it's true. We're all awesome. We're all awesome. Everyone that's watching us, you're all awesome too. And we want you to tell us in the comments one thing that makes you so awesome so that we can get to know you better, because you guys watch us all the time and you kind of know us, right? You tune in on your living room television to the High Five Club. But look, Lester, you asked a question about why people may not really talk about why they're awesome. And I think it's just because some people are humble, or maybe they just really don't see that. Maybe they don't think that what they're doing is any more than just normal, right? Maybe they think, okay, this is what I have to do. So this is what I have to do. How is that any more awesome than normal? And I have to say, it might be normal to you as the individual, but sometimes there's things that people do that are not as easy for others. So it is awesome. It is awesome, right? It's how you take what you do. It's how you look at, from your perspective, what you are about, what you're made of, know what you're made of, right? And you really have to look within to realize where you've come from to where you are. And you should reflect on the amazing achievements that you have had. That's what makes you you, and that's what makes you awesome. And I'll tell you, sometimes we forget where we've come from and who we are. And we're so quick to allow the noise, allow the naysayers, allow the judgment, that we sometimes just don't feel so awesome. That's when you have to drown it out, and you have to realize that really you're amazing in your own individual way. You're amazing, you're awesome, and you are you. And nobody can be you. Nobody can be you. There is no, unless you have a twin. And even then, when you have a twin, they're still not the same. And I know twins. But, I should ask them that question after the show and get back to you on another show. But look, it just comes down to, sometimes we just don't feel like loving ourselves. And I think that's what I know that's what personal development is about. You have to love you so you can see who you are, what you're made of. And you are awesome. So please share with us one thing in the comments that makes you awesome. And if you don't feel so awesome right now, that's okay. Keep watching the show, because you're going to feel very awesome by the end of the show. Lester will definitely make you feel awesome. Lester, off to you.
Yeah.
That's an awesome handoff.
Look at the feeling of being, I love it. Some people often feel that they're being narcissistic when they're talking about them being awesome. But say to yourself, I am awesome. I am awesome. When you look at it, being awesome inspires you, and it inspires so many people. Have you ever seen somebody that, when you were talking to them and they're like, thank you for what you told me. Thank you for just giving me that extra. And you thought at the time it wasn't anything really special, but to that person that saw it in you, that saw that light to shine from you, they're like, this is amazing. I couldn't have done this without you. I really couldn't have. Each one of us hold that spirit, but it's something that you have to feel. We talk about universal intelligence. It gave that awesomeness to you automatically. And you can feel, you can run around with it. Have you ever worked on a project that was so difficult? You were like, if I can only figure this thing out. And when you finally did it, you almost ran around the house or ran around your office and you wanted to go tell everybody, I've done it. I've done it. It's like riding a bike for the first time, or opening the doors to your business, or making that first sale. Each one of those things builds something up in you. That's a feeling. If you continue to take that feeling on wherever you go in all of your projects, believe me, success follows your awesomeness. There's nothing to stop your success but you. But you have to feel it. You have to embody it. You have to give yourself a high five. Yes, I got to call it that praise. You have to do it. Every one of us has such a smile inside of us, but we don't like to make sure that we're showing people because we don't think that they appreciate us as much as we do. But if you don't give yourself that appreciation, they may not ever do it. Say it. I am awesome. Start to feeling that thing. What is it? You remember some of us who had two left feet and they turned in the right direction? And you finally got that one dance. I remember being in high school. My friends wanted me to go on stage with them and dance. And I looked at my friends because I looked like, I let's say it this way. Dancing was not one of my greatest strengths at the time. But we worked and
What are
we
you
worked
saying,
and we
Lester?
worked until I got those dance steps. When I got those dance steps, somebody forgot to remind me that I had to show everybody in high school that I no longer had just two left feet going in the wrong direction as fast as possible. But once I got on stage and I started to feel good, one of Kelly's favorite songs, I feel good. Da, 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 da.
Oh, by my
I knew that
boyfriend,
I
James
would.
Brown.
When I got that feeling, that took over everything. You can take that feeling of feeling good and awesome and move it. See, personal development really talked about your inner beliefs as well as your outer beliefs. When you can capture that feeling, you would be surprised your rate of growth. Most of us get stagnated because we don't believe that we're awesome, but why not believe it? See, I'm doing a Kelly moment. I just said what I had to say in this through. And you heard that silence. Go
You
ahead,
know,
Kelly.
well, it's the importance of being awesome. Can Funny enough, I had pulled something up and it talked about that awesome can sometimes mean the same thing as terrible. And it's just the how both words over history were used interchangeably. And it's kind of interesting that, funny enough, awesomeness is one of the top uh, words being Googled that people are interested in when they're researching things. And so, what I liked about that is when you're looking at how we're relating to ourselves. I'll start there. How we relate to ourselves in regards to our awesomeness, what we, you know, how we interact, how we show up. Someone can say, "Have you looked in the mirror and said you're awesome?" Well, that's stupid because Lester just told all of you to go do that. Okay, so you asked to go you look in the mirror, say, "I'm awesome." However, have you in the last, we'll just do last handful of days, has someone complimented you? Have you been involved in a deed or where someone said thank you, where someone recognized and appreciated how you showed up, how you responded, how you reacted, I don't know, anything under the sun? Those are all little pieces of awesome. So, all of those together, you can give yourself permission to be like, yeah, I don't care if it was your kids, I don't care if it was your significant other, if it was a coworker, a peer, a colleague, maybe it was your dog and they say thank you by they just sit by you and give you licks and want to like lay on you forever and a day. That's a way of saying thank you. That's because you're awesome. Someone else was able to pick up on something that you did and it made them feel better. It made them feel moved to say thank you. It made them want to shift and express what that meant to them in one way, shape, or form. So, that is awesomeness. All those little pieces. And those are all there for everybody to take and fill up their pots and fill up their whatever you want to fill up your self-belief, your belief in that you really are awesome and you are here for a purpose and you are here impacting other people's lives. No one's talking about, well, you're not impacting lives on a grandiose scale, so you suck and it doesn't count. No, it doesn't matter how small or how big or how in between. Every time you choose to show up in a way that affects someone's heart in a happy way, that makes you awesome. And that is something to be appreciated and be grateful for. And you can absolutely take it to the self-belief bank every single day. And I highly suggest it. Because the more you do that, and the more we invest in growing our belief in ourselves, the better positioned we are to continue to serve as the best example for ourselves and for everybody around us.
Your turn, Samantha.
I was like, wait for it. So I should add, because we're talking about each of us being awesome and all of you being awesome, you know, I always say, like, wake up and smell the roses, take the time to smell the coffee, you know, be aware of what's going on around you. And you should also recognize those awesome, amazing things, those simple things in life that are absolutely awesome. So I was just thinking, I was reading something, and I have the Book of Awesome. I didn't want to run and go get it, but I pulled parts of it up here on my screen. So, and I agree with some of these things. Some things that I think are awesome, and I can't wait to do them again, I'll tell you, is to go into a bakery. That fresh smell of like baked bread and baked goods, that is awesome. Isn't that awesome?
Dreamy.
Like,
yeah, it sure is.
I just love the smell of it, right? So I saw that listed here. And also, you know, laughing for no reason. We often do that here at the High Five Club. We laugh at each other, you know, we hear something and we're just like, let me mimic you and laugh at you. And it's just like fun, because laughing, there's not enough of it. There's not enough of it. And the more you realize that life it has to be fun, and what you do for your job or your career or your hobby needs to be fun, you will realize that laughing is amazing. It is super, super awesome. It's like the music of my soul kind of awesome. And let me think of one more thing. You know, I love, this is one of my favorite things, and this happened last night here, the smell of rain. Rain, when it's fresh, you have your window open, you're sleeping, and that rain's coming down. Oh my gosh, that's absolutely awesome. So look, you have to take the time to reflect. You know you're awesome. My partners here are awesome. Everyone around you recognize their awesomeness. If they're not so awesome, maybe they shouldn't be in that circle. You know, we talk about that in TGR. Maybe you have to. But it's not just that. Look around you at the things that you have that are awesome.
Oh my God.
Reflect. Well, hang on.
Sam.
Wait, let me give a pause. Kelly.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
I love that you said those examples, because in every single example, we're either drooling or we're envisioning or we're relating to, and awesome quite literally means to elicit awe. So when you're that's amazing, because you can smell the bread, you can smell, you trigger different emotions and feelings and senses when you were giving those examples. When someone, a stranger, maybe your car broke down on the highway and they pulled over to say, hey, I got you. I've got a tow truck coming, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
It makes you go, things to make you go, wow, that was really nice. I loved that. Of the 20 people I made eye contact with and smiled, one person smiled back. That's awesome. So when you do things and people engage in activities and behaviors that elicit awe, well, that's awesome. And that's all it is.
Lester?
I was listening to a podcast that Queen Gabby had with a person showing body language, talking about how our facial expressions are. And while listening to that particular podcast, it was really important for us to understand that body language changes how we do things. When you're feeling awesome, when you're feeling right on top, oh my goodness, you're unstoppable. Michael Ballard also talks about waking up every morning with either your cup of coffee or your cup of tea. I remember that as a child being able to smell that coffee and that tea brewing. There's nothing that can get you up that's even faster than that. When you're looking at how you present yourself in your awesomeness, as Queen says, everyone's awesome in many different ways and in their own way. How do we show that? Being awesome, smelling that fresh baked pie or going to Krispy Kremes. And I'm not suggesting that any of you all go
You don't
near
have to
that
eat it. You just have
place.
to smell it.
I'm not a donut person, so that makes me out. But to the rest of you,
Yeah,
take
I'll smell it.
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, pictures are awesome.
See, but whatever that thing is that makes you have that moment or that aha moment, or have someone else do it because you were able to give that thing. No one can tell you what it feels like, but you know what awesome feels like, we hope, because it's that driving feeling. Awesome is an adverb. It's not just a verb saying it's an action, but it's the extra action that you're putting in it so you know that I'm going to succeed. You remember that first book that you read by yourself, you know, as a child or adult or senior, it doesn't matter the age at the time that you were doing it, but when you actually completed it, when we read the book of Think and Grow Rich, and actually began to understand the book, not just to have read some a few words, but we read it, we deep dived, and we began to understand what having a desire is. Why is it important to have a desire? And why is it important to grow into that desire and to actually get to it? So when we started feeling it and we started getting that understanding of that book, we said that we can do some amazing things. And it's like, oh, I got this. I know what this actually stands for. What I want you all to do is start reading the book of Think and Grow Rich. See how awesome the book is and how it actually makes you feel when you can learn that you no longer bargain with life for a penny.
Never. Oh.
No, never again.
And not paying anymore.
Being awesome, they say that life is a just employer. It gives you what you ask, but once you have set the wages, oh Lord, why you must bear the task. Bearing the task of being awesome is up to you. You have the strength, you have the ability, you have the muscle memory to be awesome all the time. Accept it. Applaud yourself. High five yourself. Go give your family member a high five, or go give your significant other. How about plan to be awesome the first thing tomorrow? Have yourself really meditate on being awesome for 30 minutes. Well, you may not be able to make 30 minutes. Some people say I'm awesome and it lasted about what, 3 seconds. But take that feeling,
3 seconds.
enjoy that feeling, and move forward with it because you're absolutely incredibly awesome. We can add all the extra words would make you feel like it, but it takes you to be a part of that feeling. It takes you to make sure that you know and give that. It'll change your day. It will literally change your day. So, ladies, as we go to our final thoughts, our final awesome thoughts, I find it incredibly downright just woo awesome thoughts. What is your awesome thought going to be as we come to a awesome conclusion?
Samantha, take it away.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's all high five and keep thinking wild thoughts, dreaming big dreams, and laughing loud laughs. Thank you to the author of the Book of Awesome. It gives you ideas of how awesome you are. Grab it, look at it, go pull it up online, because I'm telling you, when I'm feeling down and I don't feel so awesome, I pick it up and I laugh so hard because it's so funny. There are things that you think of that you don't think of that you're already doing. So just remember, you are awesome.
I love it. They say change your thinking, change your life. So, really, we are all awesome. Our beliefs become our thoughts. Our thoughts form our words. Our words become our actions build our habits build our values, and our values become our destiny.
And I love that. So Napoleon Hill says, if thoughts are things, what are you thinking? That's always my favorite question. What are you thinking? So if you want to be awesome, do more of what makes you awesome, and you would be surprised the level of awesomeness that you'll achieve. At different levels, we're all awesome. So as we close here, we say high five.
High five, high five.